Hi, hello, and welcome to the Cozy Little Corner podcast. Prince Florian from Snow White, John Smith from Pocahontas, Prince Philip from Sleeping Beauty. In place, I have Aladdin, Prince Adam from Beauty and the Beast, Li Shang from Mulan, Eugene Ryder. Now, before we get to my top three, let's hear what some others have to say on the matter.
Okay. Ashley, if you could rate all of the Disney princesses based on their husband material, who would be in first place?
Um, that's a tough one right there. I would have to say it's either between Rapunzel or Tiana.
Exactly. My friend told me that I put Naveen in first place because he's my favorite Disney prince. Yes, but he is the standard and he is a bar.
He is.
Okay, on the other side of the spectrum, what about 10th place? Who's like the worst?
Ooh, worst. I would have to say. Okay, that's a really hard one. The worst because I like him for her, but just how fruity he was at first, I was like, bro, why? He seemed like disappointed afterwards. So like,
Are you talking about Mulan?
I'm gonna have to say Shane, even though I love Shane. Shane's like the best to me, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Well, one of the best, but like he seems so disappointed. He was like, "You're a girl." No.
But what about Snow White's prince? He just kind of snuck up on her and kissed her without consent.
That's true. But it was the disappointment for me that kind of like I was like, dang. But I would have to say, yeah, like, well, he did bring her back to life.
She was,
Wait.
for all usual purposes, he believed that she was dead.
Oh.
Cadaver. Cold-blooded.
Oh, he was like, I'm about to get some from this dead body.
Necrophilia.
So, guys, also he was like 31 and she was 14.
Yeah.
Either that one or Cinderella. But it depends on what Cinderella we're talking
Wait, no, because he was, if you think about the third movie.
No. See, you gotta be careful of which one you're talking about. See, Snow White is just Snow White. So, that one's like actually the worst.
Okay.
The one that's like the funniest worst is Shane. Like, that's funny, but it's also terrible if you're like, oh my god, I really like this guy. And then he's like, oh, you're a girl? Okay, I guess if I can't have other parts, I'll just have your parts. And okay.
That's going in the quote book. If I can't have other parts, I guess I'll just have your parts then.
Hey y'all, this is Denise. So, first of all, there are some really good Disney princes and then there are some meh ones. Cause tell me why, after singing with this guy for like 5 minutes, Snow White is like, I'm head over heels for this man. Like, what the heck? I mean, it's great that he showed up and rescued her at the end, but like, I need more than that. Like, I need a connection. I need talking. Like, Aurora, that was a bit better. Because, actually, no, it was the exact same thing with them, too. I'm like, what the heck? What was with those old Disney plot lines of, we sing, I never see you again, then you show up to save me when I'm dead asleep? Like, the Maleficent version was better because Maleficent actually knew Aurora and, like, she actually loved her. The prince was kind of like, she hot. And then it was getting better, definitely. Like, with Eric and Ariel, like, okay, they spent some time together even though she was mute. And he grew to actually, like her. And the ending was satisfying, I guess I'd say, because Ursula didn't win, Ariel got married, but like, what the heck with the hypnotized plotline? Like, dang. And the fact that he was like, oh, it couldn't be her because she doesn't sing. Like, do you not have eyes? That's ridiculous to me. Then Flynn Rider and Rapunzel, oh my goodness, they're one of my favorites. Because, like, the banter and, like, the time they spent talking, it was just so sweet and nice. And same with Naveen and Tiana, because, like, they had problems and they worked through them. And she got her business, and she was able to stay the person she was without having to lose that to a guy. Same with Rapunzel. Like, it was just sweet all around. And then, let's be honest, Shang thought she was a guy and fell for that. Leave it at that. And then, it's kind of great that Moana didn't have a love interest, and it focused on her, because I feel like that would have taken away from that and just been like another cheesy Disney princess line. But that's all.
Okay, now we're on to my top 3. And in the number 3 spot is Prince Eric from The Little Mermaid. The first thing I have in my notes is he's just a chill guy with his boat. Literally, in every depiction of The Little Mermaid, the movie, the live action movie, the musical, he's just a chill guy with his boat. He just wants to sail. He just wants to be a little scallywag. He just wants to sail. Let that man be with his boat, bro. His boat and his dog. That's his happy place. On the sea, collecting things. He's just a chill, real, down to earth guy, and that's what I love to see in men. I don't need a high value man. No. I want a down to earth guy. Still knows his worth, still knows his value, but just chill and down to earth and just kind of down. He's just kind of down. Another thing, he invited Ariel to stay in his house because she rescued him. Listen, if all I need to do is rescue a man to get food and shelter for a while, sign me up, please. Thank you. He invited her to his house, but then also he took her on a tour of the kingdom. Is that not like a personal tour? Horse and carriage. He took her on a boat ride, an intimate boat ride. I think boat rides were considered intimate, romantic. In that boat ride, he definitely wanted to kiss the girl. I don't know if he didn't have the guts to do it, but he definitely wanted to kiss that girl. Cause do you see the way he looks at Ariel? Like, that's just, I want that. And he killed Ursula. That's like, he killed Ursula. And I would like to point out that the only reason that he was about to fall in love with, I forgot what her name was, Lydia or whatever Ursula disguised herself as, that was because he was under a spell. Okay? And I don't know that much about magic or how easily people can get snapped out of spells and stuff like that. But he was under a spell, and I get it. He thought that she was the girl that saved him because of the voice, and Ariel has no voice. I mean, that's the one thing I would get him on, because like they have undeniable chemistry, and you just met this girl. They probably have one of the longest courtships in Disney history because it was over the span of a couple of days. Good job, taking it nice and slow, but he's just, I love Eric so much, and he deserves the world. Him and Ariel deserve the world. Ariel and her little ADHD. So that's Eric in third place. In second place, we have Henry Charming from Cinderella. Where do I even begin with this man? Where do I even begin with him? He searched endlessly to find the girl that fit the foot, the girl that fit the slipper. What man nowadays will search around the entire kingdom for a girl that fits this specific shoe just because he's the love of his life? Other guys would be like, there's plenty more fish in the sea, but no! He searched day in and day out for this woman because he had such a good time with him. I think in the original story, there were like 3 or some iteration of Cinderella. There were 3 different nights, and they chopped it up all 3 of those nights, and every night she would run away. But the last night, he was like, let me find this girl. I need to marry her right now. And they probably had good conversation. Like, think how long the balls were, and like Bridgerton. They probably had real good conversation, you know? And he was like, I'm ready to marry this girl. In the third movie, Cinderella Twist in Time, work of art, by the way, I might do a video episode on that because that movie, I don't know what Disney sprinkled in there, but it was great. Anyways, in that movie, Mother Lady Tremaine put him under this like spell so he would marry her daughter, but he snapped out of that spell just by touching her hand, by touching Cinderella's hand for that brief moment. Just the touch of his hand. He knew, he was like, oh, that's my woman. Oh, that's my woman. The entire time he was with the sister, I forgot who it was. He was like, this isn't right. Something isn't right. And then that spell was cast, and he was like, oh, I'm going to marry her now. But that wasn't genuine. It wasn't genuine. But then he touched Cinderella's hand. He was like, oh, that's my girl. And he chased after her on the boat. He knows his woman, and he knows his priorities. He knows where his loyalties lie. Husband material. Get a man that knows you like that loves you like that. Every girl deserves a man like that. Period. And in first place, drumroll please, we have Prince Naveen from Princess and the Frog. Oh, where to begin about this man? Oh, what a man, what a man, what a mighty good man. Okay, first point, he stayed with Tiana after, well, he was gonna stay and marry. Let me back up. He fell in love with her while they were frogs. Do you know how kind of nasty frogs are? I mean, they look kind of fine in the movie version, but like, do you know how kind of gross frogs are? Okay, and he fell in love with her while they were frogs. With her nature, with her intelligence, with her hustle and bustle. Okay, he was preparing all of this just for her. He was preparing when they got out back into the real world, back to being humans. He was gonna help her. He was gonna get a job, maybe 2, maybe 3, in his words. Okay, he was gonna be there for her and support her in her dreams of owning a restaurant. That's all you need right there. But point number 2, he was that was point number 2. But he was willing to kiss Tiana's best friend, Lottie. I was thinking about Pride and Prejudice. He was willing to kiss her best friend just to be with her to make everybody happy. He was willing to be the mediator so she could turn human and chase her dreams. He would have married Lottie just so Tiana could chase her dreams. Is that not beautiful? That is just like, he would do anything for that girl. He's so down bad for her. He learned to mince for her. I mean, she taught him how to mince, but like when they went on that little date, I guess you could call it. I don't really know what that was. He minced for her. He opened the thing. He was like, I minced, and she was like, you minced, and I was like, ah. Every time I watch this movie, I've seen this movie at least, I think, probably 20 times now, if that, if not more. Every time I just swoon because he's just so in his character development. I need a man like Naveen. We all need a man like Naveen. Let's be real. Yeah. My number 1 man. And with that, here is our final ranking. First place, Naveen. Second place, Henry Charming. Third place, Eric. Fourth place, Flynn Rider. Fifth place, Li Shang. Sixth place, Adam. Seventh place, Aladdin. Eighth place, Prince Philip. Ninth place, John Smith. And 10th place, Prince Florian. Now, I want to hear you guys' thoughts on this because, as you heard, my friends had some pretty interesting thoughts pertaining these men and them being husband material. So if you do, please leave a comment. I would love to hear your thoughts. And if you want to participate in videos like this, follow me at my Instagram so you know the video topic ahead of time and so you can participate in polls and fun things like that. Well, if you enjoyed this first episode, please make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss any new videos or podcast episodes when they come out. I promise I'm gonna try to keep kind of a consistent schedule. We'll see. I'm still in school and I'm at the end of cheer season and everything. But for you guys, I'll make time for you guys. I promise. We love it. We promise. Okay. Until next time. Bye bye.